Let's get started. Good morning and welcome to day 6 of SICSS-Howard Mathematica. We have completed all of our flipped work, all of our exercises for the first week. And this week is all about excellent research projects, you using what you've learned in coordination with each other, with the support of our TAs, in order to launch exceptional research projects. And we're gonna talk a little bit about what that's gonna look like in a few minutes. But I just want to welcome you to the second week. You made it through the first week. Sometimes you're marching across the line, sometimes you're falling over the line. All you needed to do was get your little pinky finger over the line to make it here. You're here. So however you feel about last week is last week, this is this week. So I want to remind you to be who and how you are, that you're enough in this space. What you have to give and the questions you bring to the table are enough. I want you to make sure you're taking care of yourself again this week. Biological, technological, spiritual, emotional needs. We took care of some of our dancing needs on Friday. For those of you who made it to the end, we had a DJ and turned up a little bit on Friday for Juneteenth, ahead of Juneteenth. So please take care of your dancing needs as well. If that's something you need to pause and do, please make sure you're eating. You'll see me eat on camera. Please eat if you need to. Bathroom breaks, whatever you need, do that. I want to remind you that everyone here is a student, no matter what your title is and whether you have a business card and what it says on it. You are a student. You are new to this. You are learning. And I invite you to take on a learning posture. If you are someone, because of your title, that normally is expected to step forward, please feel comfortable falling back. Be a learner. Please do that. I want you to set your personal intention for today. That is especially important since we are shifting from last week to this week. And what we do is a little bit different. We'll talk about that. I want you to set your personal intention. Are you interested in collaborating on a research project? Are you interested in advancing a project on your own? Are you interested in falling back and working on some of those, your R skills or other? What do you want to get out of this week? Okay. So during my SICSS experience at Princeton, I realized that the thing that I wanted to learn during second week was different than what the plan was for the week. So we'll talk about that, but I want you all to get what you need out of this second week, and we'll talk about that. All right. So I'm going to drop actually Amanda is going to drop an article into the chat box for you from Practical PhD. It's written by a colleague of mine, Zawadi Ruxahidiana, who's a faculty member at SUNY Albany. It's called Sometimes You Know Best. So there are all of these folks out here who want to tell you how you're supposed to spend your time, how you're supposed to do this choose your own adventure thing as an academic. And I want you to think about and embody this next week, believing that you know best for yourself. Okay, so I want you to spend some time today thinking about what you need to get out of this experience and what happens next. Okay, so that's today. So our question for the day is favorite Olympic athletes in their sports. So the Olympics have started. So we'd love to hear who your favorite Olympic athlete is in sport. And you'll notice that our room names today are the names of some of my favorite Black female athletes. So I'm hoping you enjoy that today and think a little bit about the Olympics. And we'd love to see humble brags, so drop those in the chat box too, please. Love to see humble brags, hear that people are doing well. So let us know if you got in some extra reps in the gym, put your foot in something over the weekend, cooking, burn something good, all the way to journal articles, anything. We want to know what's good. A few announcements before we jump into talking about the modifications in our schedule for the day. I just want to point out that the week 2, day 2 of anything always comes with interesting challenges. I think reviewer number 2 is hanging over us today, but we're gonna push them back. That's not a thing. We are destined for greatness. We are burdened with glorious purpose again this week. So I'm gonna ignore the fact that my computer had a catastrophic failure and I lost all audio. This is a second computer I'm working on right now. This happened like right before we got here. I am not bothered. I am nonplussed. I am ready for this week, and I hope you are too. No matter what reviewer number 2 throws at us this week, we are on it. Okay. All right. So some announcements. If you have not noticed, Ruha Benjamin professor of African American Studies at Princeton, is speaking today. We have our usual Q&A, and we have 3 sets of 10-minute office hours that are set up. So I would encourage you to throw your name on the list and jump in and just get to know her. You never know, collaboration or inspiration or connection could come from that. You could talk to her about the video, or you could just talk to her about life or your research interests. Some of the most powerful experiences I had at my SICSS at Princeton were in these office hours, and we got like 5 minutes. It may have been even 3 minutes. So we're doing group office hours for 10 minutes. So please make sure you sign up for those. You know, while it's absolutely great to send our speaker off early, I love giving people back their time. You know, let's take advantage of that. The fact that she's going to be with us today. I also want to shout out last minute addition over the weekend. We weren't sure whether Black and AI would be able to send a board member to join us today. So they're going to have somebody with us for live Q&A at lunchtime. So we've worked in a few breaks today. So if you're interested in being one of our Q&A speakers, you definitely will have time today to watch that video and come up with some questions. You can also just jump in and ask questions just about anything. So, you know, this space is meant to be one that's useful for you. So if Black and AI's work is interesting to you, check out their website, come up with a couple questions, and throw your name on the list. We, of course, will have a few questions just in case, but we'd love to get some new voices and folks in the mix with them today. So, and we currently have no signups because we just put that up. All right. So we're going to head into, before we head into talking about our plan for the day and why that shifted a little bit. I also want to mention that we will have on the spot quick grants available for projects, and there is also longer term funding that's possible, not just from our site, but from the main SICSS site. So they're actually opening up funding across all sites. So there's lots of great opportunities for you to get funding for your projects. And again, we'll talk about that as things unfold a little bit today, but there are ample funding opportunities. But today we're going to concentrate on getting you into groups and figuring out what your research projects are going to be. So that's sort of the plan for our day. Let's do our keep, start, stop, and then I'll review the schedule. And then we will spend a few minutes with our inspiring speaker for the day, professor and chair of Howard sociology. That would be Terry Adams. She'll talk to you in just a minute. So okay, so we're going to look at our keep, start, stop. So Amber, if you could go ahead and screen share for us. Thank you. This is from day 5. So our keep, people are loving the small group work, wonderful energy, group names are great. We hope you like the ones today. Simone Biles is in there. One of my favorite classic tennis players is in there too, along with her contemporary Serena Williams. I hope you like those. Changing groups every day. Yep, there's going to be a lot of group changing today. You're not ready. You'll be in 6 different groups, and we'll cover meeting absolutely everybody today in 2 rounds. So get ready for a whole lot of connecting. And I'm glad you love our TAs. So they are going to be part of our experience this week, although off-site. So we'll let you know information about that a little bit later, but you'll be able to, once you get your groups together, reach out to them and do one-on-one targeted office hours, what you asked for last week on your specific projects. So that's our keep. Let's move on to our start. Longer breaks, we got you. That's happening today. When I go over the schedule, you'll see there are some big old long breaks. More support with this exercise, fragile families. Yeah, I hear you on that. So the way it's designed is to sort of move fast and break things. And the expectation is you will enter into the work in the same exact way that you did last week with somewhat limited knowledge and just to see what creativity can come out of that. I might adjust the exercise for next year and make our version of it a little different than what the other sites do. As I agree, I think there's so much more that can come out of it with a little bit more preparation and time. So that's something we'll definitely be looking at. Thank you. Start a GitHub or shared folder with group codes. I love that idea. If someone would like to do that, you know, you're always welcome to DM me or email me. I'm happy to help you do that. Love that. You all have GitHub accounts. That was one of the reasons why you're asked to do that is so that things like this can emerge. Spotlighting info in the general Slack channel that could be relevant to the group. Very excellent, amazing, fantastic idea. If you can't tell, some of us are new to Slack, and we may be treating Slack like email. We're learning, and again, always welcome advice and suggestions. The way things have been working so far is whatever the newest announcement is just way down the bottom. So if anybody is a Slack aficionado and would like to help us in our toil, we welcome that. All right, next slide. Stop, nothing. Ah, love that. Thank you. That does good things for my heart. I'm hoping at the end of this we'll get some thoughts on stop stuff. So love that, love that, love that. It makes us better. We do a post-mortem at the end of this and review what went well, what didn't. And we welcome your feedback. You'll get an end of this experience survey too to help us. So we love your engagement with this exercise. Thank you. Okay, let's move on to anything else. Being great. Awesome yet exhausting week. I agree with you. I am upright by the grace of coffee and prayer right now. So yeah, I hear you on the awesome and exhausting week. This week should go at a slightly less breakneck pace. You'll have more time to make decisions about how you want to spend your time after today. And we hope you'll get energy from this. Limit the data that we work with throughout the week in order to minimize time learning the data and maximize the programming experience with it. Agreed. I think that's also a great modification that we might do for next year. I also, apart from the main sites, tweets that triggered a lot of us, I would love to find things that are particular to our beautiful Black community. So we might build our own data sets and take that into consideration. And hopefully some of you will potentially be excited about joining our little team here to run this again next year, maybe founding your own team. So happy to talk to people about that also. The dance party was a wonderful way of ending the week. I have to admit that I was like, people are gonna be like, this is great for about 10 minutes, and then they're gonna leave. We were kicking people out at the hour, and the TAs, the event staff stuck around and had requests for probably about another 20 minutes after that. So I was really excited to see people dancing. Shout out to those who backed the camera up and wobbled for us, and electric slid, and it's just beautiful to see people hear a song they loved or put in a request. And see the beautiful Black joy that was happening on there. So thank you all, those of you who stayed with us for the hour and danced. I love that we squeezed in some Cali songs there too. I won't say names, but some people were really excited about those Cali songs. And there definitely was some Tupac and Snoop after you left. So it was a glorious evening. So I'm very proud of that. All right, you can go ahead and drop our screen share. Thank you. All right, so we're going to review the schedule really quickly. So Amanda did the Bologna site thing that was stopping us from updating our site get fixed, or is the agenda incorrect on the website?
They're working on it. It hasn't been corrected yet.
Yes. So we succeed and fail together, people. So a shout out to Bologna. They did something in the GitHub, in the GitHubs. That sort of snarled the website this morning. So the most updated version of our schedule is not on the site. So we're going to drop that in the chat box. And Amanda, can you also add that for me right under looking ahead on our document so that I can review that straight from here? Never a dull moment. Monday, second week. All things explode and fall apart, but that's okay, because we are blessed. Too blessed to be stressed. All right, thank you for dropping that in the chat box. Can you drop that for me under looking ahead?
Yeah, what's in there is the most recent.
Great. Can you put it in looking ahead in our shared document also? Right there. Thank you. There it is. All right. So 10 to 10:15 logistics. We're also going to go over research speed dating. Thank you so much for your patience with us today with all of the challenges. Things are going to go over just a little bit, but you notice you have a giant break after this. So we're going to eke into that just a hair, and then we'll come back and get you all to work. All right. So after that, you got a break. We've got round 1 through 6. So over the course of 2 different time periods today, you will be with a group of people and have a chance to talk about your research interests and hone that in the company of others, and decide if you might want to work on projects together. And at the close of that, we'll take a break, and then we'll jump into our bite-sized lunchtime talk with Black and AI. We'll take a longer break to give you a chance to think about what you've learned about your research interests earlier in the day, and potentially meet with folks to talk about what you want to do. We don't want you to just be running around talking to people and not have a chance to digest. So we give you a good amount of time this afternoon to digest. Then we'll do another 6 rounds, 10 minutes each, where you all get a chance to pitch and talk about your ideas. During our group debrief in the afternoon, you'll have a chance to go into a spreadsheet we've created with all the ideas and join various research teams. So then after that, we'll end with a live Q&A with Ruha Benjamin. So again, because the website is not updated, you'll have to bear with us with getting you some of the documents and such today. I'm also working on a new computer, so I don't have some of those documents in front of me. So again, we may need a little bit of patience today. So we're going to take 2 minutes, which will allow me to gather myself, and will also give us a space for inspiration. So Terry Adams, again, Professor Terry Adams, Dr. Terry Adams, the chair of Howard Sociology, and also one of our co-founders or founding faculty members is with us today to give you a bit of inspiration for your perspiration. Take it away, Terry.
Thank you. I think you were inspirational enough for everyone today. I didn't get much sleep last night because I'm worried about something I have to do tomorrow. Hopefully you all don't experience that. I have many sleepless nights thinking about what I need to do, which is not a good thing. So that's not a part of the inspiration. That's just the inspiration. It's just something that happens that's real. But I hope that you all are still excited about this opportunity, that you feel energized, that you know that all these hours that you've been spending here in this space is something that you're going to use as you move and push forward. I want to share with you that oftentimes as social scientists, we kind of work in our individual silos, and we don't think about collaborating as much as the STEM folks do. And STEM scientists have to collaborate because that's the nature of the work that many of them do anyway. And if you look at their CVs, they tend to have a lot more publications than some social scientists, and that's because they do collaborate. So I'm hoping that you use this opportunity as much as you can to connect with each other for networking opportunities in the near future, because the people that you're sharing space with today could be your research collaborators later on. I find that when I collaborate with others, I'm more productive. It makes me want to adhere to the deadlines that are set, and it's fun. So get to know people, interact as much as you can in this virtual space, and think about the people that you might want to network as you move forward. Because it's really in academia, it's really about networking. It's really about feeling good about the work that you're doing and feeling good about the people that you work with. So that's my inspiration for today. As I said, Dr. Coleman already shared some really important points. I'm calling her Dr. Coleman because I'm seeing into the near future. So we want to
I receive that.
just uplift everyone. And thank you for this opportunity. I really appreciate you sharing your time and space with me this morning. So I'm feeling the energy coming back to me, and enjoy the week.
Thank you so much, Terry.
You're welcome.
All right, let's and I have to say that it's been a joy working with Dr. Adams, and I've received just so much inspiration being in her presence. And I encourage you all after this, as she noted, to make sure you're doing that networking. And she's a person that you should absolutely know. You have her book. Maybe you want to swing by and have her sign it for you. You have her book. All right, one of her books. One of her books. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so let's, and again, I apologize, I'm going to need to eke into the break just a touch here in order to, we'll probably move things around a little bit. Stay with us today. I appreciate your patience. So one of the reasons why things are a little different today is I had the experience at the main site of doing the activity that they do, speed dating, in order to find people to work with on projects. And it's, when you set things up in such a way that you know, we'll just say an algorithm or a system makes decisions for you. Sometimes that can lead to the same sort of outcomes in terms of who gets elevated and who gets silenced. So that would happen if you didn't do that. So we wanted to create a system today different from the main site that allows you all to be in conversation and get that thing that you said you've been wanting, which is interacting with each other as much as possible and to figure out what you want to build. And that could be a collaborative research project. Again, it could be that you want to do some things on your own this week to work on your dissertation or things like that with things that we've learned here. And there'll be space for all of that. So let's jump into the slides for today. So Amber, can you go ahead and screen share our slides and we'll walk through the exercise? Okay, so this is the modified research speed dating that we are doing at our site. Okay, next slide. So we agree, you know, there's great strength in group projects. There's the belief that better science can come out of that with more opinions involved, more people involved. Our founders believe that's especially true for computational social science. And they also believe that group projects can be a very efficient way for us to learn from each other. So there are challenges in working together in groups. I don't have to tell you, we've all been in a group with that person who doesn't do anything. We've also all probably been that person in a group that didn't do anything. So, you know, group work is challenging. So we have a tremendous diversity of skills in this space. We want to make sure that whatever you decide, you're also thinking about ensuring good group chemistry. You know, chemistry can make or break something, right? We have a limited time this week. You know, people can have different goals. And again, like I mentioned, you know, there's always the possibility of free riding, but my opinion with that is that's usually when people aren't given an option to do something else that better fits their needs. So we're, again, modification for our site. Our goal is for you to have an exceptional experience and get what you need this week, and we're working on giving you that. Next slide. All right, so I just want to tell you, we've talked a little bit about the possibility of peer-reviewed papers coming out of this, but I want to broaden that. I want to make sure that you know that there are many things that can come out of this. So group projects can be like original empirical research, the creation of a paper, or it could be an open source tool. So sometimes groups create proposals that could pilot something. Sometimes they create something and nothing comes out of it. There's seed funding available at our site in order to help with some immediate needs related to your research projects, which we can talk about if and when your group gets to that point. And there is actual additional funding available at our site. And as I mentioned earlier, the larger SICSS platform for research projects also. So next slide. So again, research speed dating modified. All right, so we're going to start this morning by crowdsourcing a list of research interests in a Google Doc. We're hoping that you'll spend part of your break working on that. So we gave you an extended break so you could not just take 5 minutes and do it really quickly, but we wanted you to, you know, look at what you have in the hopper. You know, who do you want to collaborate with people on some of your stuff? We want as many ideas as possible in the spreadsheet we're going to give you. And we also want you to go through and write a 1 next to any of the projects that show up that are interesting to you. So that can happen since we're populating this throughout our time together today. The 1 that you add next to the things that you're interested in, and you know, your names will all be there also. That may end up being something that you add later in the day. So this is an iterative, very interactive, very like relaxed process today. So we're looking to generate ideas, become aware of your ideas, help others see your ideas and the things you might want to work on, and also find ways to pair people up. Next slide. All right, so again, we're taking the day to flesh out your idea. So we want you to be sort of prepared once you've populated your ideas, when we go into these 2 chunks today of an hour, to get used to the process of pitching your ideas to others. So everyone in your group will get about 2 minutes in those 10-minute sections to pitch the ideas and things they're thinking about. And then we'll rinse repeat 6 times. So you'll have a chance to interact again with absolutely everyone in attendance. So we've set up a spreadsheet in order to make sure that happens. So at the end of the day, we'll start a new Google Doc. and we'll see what ideas people feel particularly strong about, the ones that over the course of the day in their conversations have risen to the top, and we'll give folks a chance to join different groups and projects, and write down their favorite group project ideas and select ones they want to engage with. Next slide. And it's just so you know, it's okay to change groups until the end of today. So we're going to start in earnest with this tomorrow morning. They normally limit it to 5 o'clock or whenever the day ends. I'm going to give you to 11:59 p.m. tonight. So I don't want you taking that time. I want you to be done at 5 o'clock. But if you're still trying to figure out, you know, what team you want to be a part of, and how to fit all that together, you're welcome to keep working on that tonight. And we will put our teams into groups officially tomorrow morning. We'll also, again, if you decide that you want some time to do something on your own, maybe interact with our TAs to work on a particular project that says pertinent to you, that is also possible. And we'll give you a chance to let that intention be known tomorrow morning. Next slide. All right, so this is our timeline for the week. So today we're going to develop group project ideas and make research teams. Tomorrow, you'll be expected to write a brief of approximately 1 page, a proposal, which you will share with everyone. Your group will pull that together and you'll share that. On Tuesday afternoon, I will be able to provide seed funding requests on a rolling basis. If there are immediate needs for cloud storage or things like that that you might need, we will put a bit of a cap on that. So these are definitely not like $1,000 grants here, or even probably $100 grants. These are helping you to do things to work more efficiently together. It could be more than 100, but again, these are small grants to help you just get your project moving. Tuesday afternoon to Thursday night, you'll be working on those group projects. And then all day Friday, you'll be giving presentations and we'll have a chance to give each other feedback on those projects. Next slide. All right, so what are we thinking of in terms of deliverables? So we're hoping for a document that contains a presentation of your group project that's between 10 and 20 minutes that explains the following, and we'll share all of this with you. But we're looking at why your group project is important. What are your hypotheses? What will you collect? What are the next steps? And just note that not all projects work out. That's okay. You know, maybe you have grand plans to build. I keep bringing up Addison. You know, grand plans to build an interactive dashboard, and maybe that's just not possible. Okay, so we'll want to hear a postmortem from you if it doesn't work out in a presentation as well. Next slide. All right, so we're going to begin. So the way that we do that is we are going to give you a chance to start populating our document. Let's drop that speed dating URL into the chat box. So what you're going to do is look for the Howard site and go ahead and start populating your research interests. So you want to put the name of the research interest in the first column of this document. And then if people have an interest in that as they see them, you're welcome to write a 1 across all research interests you have. So we are, as I said, a work in progress here. We are choosing to do a slightly different approach to this than other sites. So if you don't get it in there in time for our groups to start, don't worry, you can continue populating it all day. All right, so we drop that in the chat box. We can go ahead and drop the share. And again, thank you for sort of bearing with us. We try our best to not go over on time, but today was a bit of a doozy. So I'm going to release you to a 15-minute break. Please take a look at that slide when you have a chance and start populating with your ideas. But please know that that's something that can happen during your 6 rounds. Also, when you come back, we will give you the list of rooms and such you're supposed to be in at what time over the course of the day, so you can moderate your time yourself. So again, we'll take a 15-minute break and we will see you back shortly. Please feel free to log back out, or we will put you in the waiting room so we can handle some admin.
Nanette, is it possible to open the breakout rooms?
No, not yet.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, so please just log out and head to the waiting room, and we will, actually, you know what? Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, that's a great idea. So I will open the breakout rooms. Feel free to choose a random room and we'll just pull you back when it's time. you can either log out and head to the waiting room or join one of the hangout rooms, and we'll just let you back in when it's time. They are all open now. Give you 2 minutes to do that. Fantastic. Great. Okay, so we're going to drop a link to these slides into the chat box for you. And let's head to the next slide. We're doing that. That is not the right slide. Let's go to, keep going, Amber. We're going to the list of people. Keep going, keep going, keep going. That one, great, thank you. All right, so these are your room assignments for the next hour. So we're gonna drop a link to this spreadsheet into the chat box for you. So excuse me, a link to the PowerPoint into the chat box for you. So round one, and I'm noticing that the name of our teams got cut off. Amber, can you re-add that for us? So round one, the very first box is Team Simone Biles. The second box is going to be Naomi Osaka. Give us a second, we'll get it back up. Serena Williams is going to be the third box. Allison Felix, the fourth box. Wilma Rudolph, the fifth box. So once you go to your rooms, it's expected that you will take about 2 minutes each. I think the largest groups are 5 people. And talk a little bit about your research interests, your skill set, the projects that you're interested in working on, and share that information. And we'll do that over 6 rounds. So you'll get to chat with everyone, talk about research ideas. So you'll be in a good place to make a decision about whether you want to lead a group or be part of a group. There we go. That's a little bit better. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Great. So so for group one. So we've got Simone Biles and we've got Naomi Osaka, Serena Williams, Allison Felix, Wilma Rudolph. So for round 2, and we'll notify you when 10 minutes are up, you'll move to the next, you'll move to the next location in round 2. So for instance, with Abiodun is staying in the same room for a while. So you see round 1, Abiodun gets to stay in Simone Biles for a while. There you go. But Felix for round 1 is between round 1 and round 2 is jumping between rooms. Okay, so again, you're looking for round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4, round 5, round 6. That's where you will go for 10 minutes each, and we will let you know when it's time to switch. So please head to your first room location for round 1. Please head to your first room location for round 1. The rooms are now open. If you're not clear on where to go, let us know. Thank you all for watching. For more information on SICSS-Howard Mathematica, visit our website, follow us on social media, and join our email list.